Hey guys, how are you? Back with another video. Today's topic is going to be about macronutrients. It's going to be 1 out of 3 videos. So this is the first one. I am going to be tailoring this towards the bulking community. On basically, we're going to cover 3 points today. One, we're going to cover pretty much how much you should be eating if you want to gain weight noticeably and have more energy in the gym. 2, what you should be doing to utilize that energy so you can actually grow from it. And 3, we're going to cover anything else that may be like miscellaneous in whether it be myths or ways that I go about my bulking journey. So we're going to talk about first our 3 basic macronutrients. They're going to be carbs, fats, and proteins. On the way that it's listed in on nutritional value facts on the back of boxes of protein bars of pretty much anything that you eat from a store, it's like this. I'll show you. It's a bad example. This is a chocolate brownie mix I'll be making with my wife later. But pretty much you'll see right here it says total fats, that's 2.5 grams. Total carbohydrates, that's 26 grams. And here it's protein, which is 1 gram. Obviously, this is a terrible macronutrient list for anybody that's trying to eat healthy, but I'm not gonna lie and say I eat the healthiest ever all the time. But pretty much, those are the 3 main groups you wanna look towards when it comes to anything nutritional wise. Obviously, yes, look at your ingredient list, it's on the bottom, you guys know how to do that. But it also is a very good helper that they are bold. As you can see, the total fat, that's bolded. The total carb is bold, and the protein is bolded as well. It'll show sodium and cholesterol to be bold as well, but that technically, unless you're on a very strict diet, I don't really look towards that too much because it really won't affect you in the long run as long as you're not eating, 10 to 15 eggs a day, or you're not eating, 10 servings of meat a day, which for the most part, that's kind of one of the myths of bodybuilding, in my opinion. These guys that eat 400 to 500 grams of protein, it really doesn't help. It will just be stored later as fat, actually. So, or more energy units. Now, your fat units, there are 9 grams of fat per every, 9 calories per every gram of fat. So in this, you'll see is 2.5 grams of fat per serving. So 9 times 2 equals 18.5. What's half of 9? That's where they get the calorie count. This is 130 calories per serving total. That's where you get that count. And then each gram of carb is 4 calories. Each gram of protein is 4 calories. So if you're going to be eating 100 grams of protein a day, how many calories would that be? Easy. 100 times 4 is 400. If you're going to be eating 225 grams of carbs per day, how many calories is that? 200. It's going to be roughly 500 calories, roughly around. So that's your basic information about nutritional value and the facts you need to look at. Here I got my protein bar. These are one of my favorites. It's a Kirkland protein bar, actually really good. It's pretty good on Yuka, it's 51. But I like these macronutrients a lot. It's got 7 grams of fat, 21 grams of protein, and 22 grams of carbs. And the added sugars are very little. It's 2 grams of added sugars, as you can see. Blur, sorry. But this is a very good protein bar. I'd recommend highly. It's not a sponsored video, obviously. But I'd recommend highly to get these. I like to also further say I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a health guru, but I have dabbled into health, as I said in my previous videos. I've been around and looking into health for over 7 years now, so I do know a thing or two. Okay, now that we discovered about macronutrients, for bulking, I would have to say it varies between each person. Now, you might go look to calculator apps or online and look about calculators and stuff like that. And those are all can be helpful, but you don't have very definitive answers from that. For me, I am 195 pounds a night, roughly 192, 191 in the morning. And for me, they tell me that I am obese, technically, which I guess by the the BMI chart, you technically are if you're overweight by a certain percentage. But the overall point is everybody's body is different. For me, I would have to say everybody that wants to bulk, that wants to put on more muscle, do 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body fat. So if I'm 190 pounds, 190 grams of protein per day, which would be very helpful and very good for you. And that would not only help you build muscle, help you function properly, your brain to function properly, all of your limbs, your senses. Your body thrives off proteins. It does. For muscles, everything pretty much. Carbohydrates. What a carbohydrate is in itself is an energy unit. What a fat gram in itself is an energy unit. Carbohydrates are your short-term energy, and fats are your long-term energy. Carbohydrates are used for immediate energy source. Fats are used for long-term energy source, such as sleeping, to keep you alive and awake, to let your body run while you're dormant, while you're fasting. That's why you hear a lot of people saying, eat less fats so your body will tap into your fats, so then you use up those fat storages, which that is true, and yes, in some sense, but you have to be very careful around that as well, which we can leave for another video. But this video is dedicated for bulking. So I would say about 200 grams of protein, I try to get towards. If I have 150 to 200, I'm pretty much okay. I'm not going to be lacking. I would say anybody that wants to build muscle, wants to maintain a healthier body, even if you're not trying to build muscle, just trying to be healthy, always hit over the 100 gram of protein mark. The average American gets, if I'm not wrong, I checked last, 80 to even less grams of protein per day, which is significantly terrible for you. But yeah, so I would say protein, about 200 grams I would do. So whatever you weigh, pretty much have that much protein per day. And you have like a 25 gram leniency kind of up or below. Just try to hit above the mark, if you can. For carbohydrates, a lot of people kind of tend to stray away from them because they think it's going to make you fat. It's going to, take away from all your gains or your progress. You need to prioritize carbohydrates. Your brain uses 25% of your total carbohydrate intake just to think and process. And you do realize your brain functions your whole body. So for me personally, you guys may use this for a base if you like. For me personally, I tend to have about 300 to 325, max 50 grams of carb per day. I have a macro counter for a long time, but when I do, I roughly hit about 300 to 350 grams per day. And 300 times 4 goes 1,200 calories. That's just from my carbohydrate intake. 300 to 350. So that's going to be 1,200 calories to 1,400 calories just from carbs. My fat intake, what I will do now, don't be afraid when you're leaning towards fats. Fats are very healthy for you and they're nutrient dense. So lean towards healthier fats, of course. Saturated fat, try to stray away from, but mono and polyunsaturated fat, those are your friends. Those fats definitely, they definitely help you immediately. The saturated fat will more stay in your body, kind of take longer to dissolve. But for me, my fat intake per day, I try to stay somewhere between 40 to 60 grams because I'm in a bulking stage. So, and if anything goes higher than that, I'm just gonna be fine as long as I don't exceed like 75 grams per day. Because once again, if you do the math, 9 times 70 is going to be 9 times 7, which is going to be 630 calories right there just from your fat. But yeah, that's my overall breakdown. I tend to get 1 gram of protein per my body weight. I tend to get 300 to 350 grams of carbs per day because I need that energy to fuel my workouts, and I'm a father to fuel my my parenthood, and to the fat to give me that energy while I sleep and while I'm not eating. There's no set time of meal per day I have, but I would say getting at least 3 meals a day if you really want to see progress from your bulking. 3 meals a day and at least 2 snacks. My overall calorie count per day, I try to hit, for the most part, 26 to 3,000 calories per day because I want to slowly put on weight. I started my bulking journey at around 182 pounds, and now I'm 191 in the morning. And I started that 2 months ago. And for the most part, I'm seeing significant strength growth. I'm seeing significant definition, even while I'm putting on more fat, which is okay because I'm bulking. But yeah, this video is pretty much wrapped up. I hope that you guys liked the information. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe. It would definitely help my channel grow. See you guys soon in part 2.